Straight ahead on CCX News, Brooklyn Center raises the minimum age to buy tobacco. Plus,
I think it's great. I think it'll be a big boost for the town.
A Robbinsdale Wrestling Hall of Famer has something to share with you. And out with the old, New Hope revamps the neighborhood one house at a time. CCX News starts right now. Change is underway on the northern edge of New Hope, where lots that have blighted homes are now getting new life. Tuesday night, the city of New Hope voted to purchase the 6th house in the area near 62nd Avenue and Louisiana Avenue North and redevelop that property. Reporter Meredith Hackler explains more about how this fits into the scattered site housing program.
Getting rid of dilapidated homes has been a priority for the city of New Hope for years. But recently, the scattered site housing project has a new area of focus.
Right now, the momentum in New Hope is on 62nd Avenue in the northeast corner of the city on our border with Crystal and Brooklyn Park.
Homes like this one in New Hope are well on their way to being demolished, but this isn't the only home that will be torn down. This one is scheduled to be torn down within the coming weeks, all in an effort to revitalize 62nd Avenue.
Neighborhood revitalization is one of the primary goals, so going into areas that have some of the older homes in the city that are showing more wear and tear, of course, and infusing them with some new construction activity that can help stabilize property values and bring the neighborhood up a little bit.
While making the city a prettier place to live is a priority, increasing the tax base is also a primary focus.
When you take a lower valued property out and replace it with a higher valued home, you increase your tax base, which increases tax revenue for the city. The last 20 projects that we've completed have increased the base in New Hope by just over $4 million.
The program has two primary activities: demolition of properties and revitalization.
Most recently, the city's been engaged predominantly in the demolition activity and targeting select areas for redevelopment.
In both, there's something most residents support.
I know that most of the houses in the neighborhood, to try to bring them up to code would be really expensive. My house, I think, needs $80,000 worth of work. I think it's a good thing. I know it brings up my property value.
A valuable program the city hopes to continue.
Scattered site housing in general, I think, will be a priority of the city indefinitely.
In New Hope, Meredith Hackler, CCX News.
By the end of the year, you won't be able to buy tobacco products in Brooklyn Center unless you're 21. The City Council unanimously approved a new ordinance that raises the buying age from 18. The ordinance covers cigarettes, e-cigarettes, and any other device that people can use to get nicotine. Several members of the public and the council gave personal testimonies about why they felt this rule change was so important.
Tobacco prevention is also a personal passion of mine. I was only in middle school when I lost 2 uncles to tobacco-related illnesses. An ordinance like Tobacco 21 may have prevented them from getting hooked on cigarettes and saved their lives.
I'm old enough to remember bringing a note to the convenience store for my mother to buy her cigarettes. Old enough to remember buying a pack of cigarettes from a vending machine for 75 cents. My mother has undergone triple bypass, lung cancer, and she's still smoking. So this is really personal for me, and I'm really proud of what we have done.
The ordinance takes effect December 21st. Brooklyn Center is the 16th city in the state to raise the minimum age to buy tobacco. Plymouth, Minnetonka, and Richfield are other western suburbs who have also changed the age. The biggest day of giving in the state of Minnesota is on Thursday, November 15th, or Give to the Max Day.
Give to the Max 2018. Help out Prism. Help out your neighbors.
At places like Prism in Golden Valley, donations can help those individuals who are experiencing hard times. Prism officials say they are seeing record numbers of people using their food bank this year. Give to the Max Day helps set charities up for a good holiday season.
We'd love for you to go on to givemn.org, find Prism. We're also eligible for some extra prizes and drawings, which can certainly help. But we'd love to raise more money than we did last year. So we've set a great and very achievable goal. And through everyone's generosity, hopefully we'll be able to hit that.
Prism hopes to raise $10,000 on Thursday. By giving a donation to your favorite charity or school on Give to the Max Day, you could help win extra money for your nonprofit. There are contests and prizes awarded throughout the day. You can donate on givemn.org. They say age is just a number, and for many seniors, this is not just a saying, but something to live by. As a continuing part of our Silver Tsunami series, reporter Sonia Goins introduces us to an 82-year-old Maple Grove man who is active and accomplished, leaving his mark in the history books.
Well, it's a beautiful park. They have beautiful bike paths. It's quiet.
Monty Miller is part of the Elm Creek Park landscape, just like the trees that encompass the largest park in the Three Rivers Park District.
It's just an excellent park for training.
Summer or winter, you can find Monty navigating the ski hills. During the summer months, he pole walks up and down the hills for about an hour each day.
Pole walking is one of the best things that you can do because it's very close to actual skiing.
Monty isn't climbing hills just for the fun of it. He's training for his next big adventure. He's a world-loped global skier.
When I became a global skier, I was 185th person to become a world global skier. In the United States, I think I was number 14. So there's only 14 of us in the U.S. that have done that.
The 82-year-old history maker didn't take up skiing until he was 58 years old.
Surprisingly enough, I used to hate snow. I used to hate winter. I spent most of my time inside the house looking at maps of the boundary waters.
That quickly changed after he saw his son hitting the slopes.
And now it's my passion in life. I do it during the wintertime every possible day that I can.
He's competed in over 18 countries.
I've done Norway twice and I've done Switzerland twice. This was in Australia. This was in Italy.
Shredding the slopes and slaying the competition.
So there's not that many people in my age category anymore, so there's really very little competition.
While Monty loves the sport of skiing, he keeps active for health reasons.
I've always wanted to live as long as I possibly could, and so I've tried to keep my body in shape.
He wants to encourage other seniors to be active and live their best lives.
We all get old, but we don't have to get older.
Now, Monty has also participated in the American Birkie 18 times. He also enjoys riding his bike and playing pickleball. Monty has also helped to train the Osseo boys ski team for 22 years. However, this year he's taken a break. And Shannon, Monty is currently training for another Loped race.
He doesn't sit still. Thanks, Sonia. Speaking of spectacular feats, a wrestling Hall of Famer with Robbinsdale roots now has something new to brag about. The Wicked Wart Brewing Company is unveiling The Axe is Back, their latest creation named in honor of Robbinsdale's own living legend of wrestling, Larry the Axe Hennig. If you are a fan of craft beer, wrestling, or both, the Wicked Wart in Robbinsdale is the place to be this Saturday.
Gonna have live entertainment. Gonna have a lot of people here that like to talk a little bit. It's going to be fun. It's going to be about wrestling. It's going to be about the Hall of Fame.
When I first tasted this beer, it's not a Coors Light. It's not a Kolsch. This will punch you right in the face. All right.
Sounds like the perfect beer to be named after a wrestler. This event helps raise awareness for the Minnesota Wrestling Hall of Fame, which started in 2015. Hennig was one of the first inductees. The debut of the new beer will happen at 3 p.m. at the Wicked Wart, and of course, Larry the Axe Hennig will be on hand. Still to come on CCX News, two talents, a love of children and a love of math. So what does a standout student plan to do with both of those? We'll tell you up next. Plus, plenty of great girls hockey highlights, including Breck facing off with Benilde. But first, enjoy the sunshine and the 40s. The high shouldn't be below freezing until at least Saturday. Today's standout student has a heart for children and the smarts to take that in whatever direction she wants. Neil Persley introduces us to today's standout student, Emily Jorgenrud, who is a senior from Heritage Christian Academy.
I head on down the hallway, spying Jenny in her bed.
Several times a week.
But how can I pick only one? Of course, I love them all.
Senior Emily Jorgenrud is a teacher's assistant in the pre-K classes at Heritage Christian Academy.
I just love working with kids and helping them grow, and they also just make me so happy.
Her love of children is just one of the many facets of Emily's diverse personality. Academically, she's a rock star, achieving a better than 4.0 grade point average through her tackling of advanced placement classes.
And then this year I'm in AP Literature with Mrs. Laird, and I'm in AP Calculus and also Honors Chemistry.
First, what I need you to do is
Karen Laird is the advanced placement English teacher at Heritage Christian Academy and has been teaching Emily English and literature courses since she was in the 6th grade.
And now what's really fun is I've had her last year in AP Language and Composition and this year in AP Literature and Composition. So it's really fun to see how much she's growing in her skills and just her maturity over the last 7 years.
So what does someone who excels at everything from calculus to chemistry to composition and who loves children do after high school?
I really like, for pediatric medicine, I would love helping kids feel better and just nurturing them in those environments, because I know it can be scary to be like in a hospital type setting, but I would like to nurture them through those environments. And teaching, I would love to help them just become more educated and to help them grow as people.
Emily said she has some colleges picked out, but she hasn't committed to any of them yet.
I'm planning to go to college, but I'm planning to stay local. I have 3 younger siblings, and I could not imagine like leaving my family. So I plan to stay local.
From Heritage Christian Academy in Maple Grove, Neil Persley, CCX News.
From standout students to standout athletes. Today was a big day in local high schools as athletes signed their college letters of intent. John Jacobson has a rundown up next.
Hours, days, and years spent practicing and playing in gyms, courts, fields, trails, and pools paid off for some very good high school athletes today. It's National Signing Day, when student athletes in several sports can make an official college commitment. A big ceremony this morning at Champlin Park High School, where 11 seniors were recognized. 4 girls from Champlin Park's volleyball team signed to play Division I volleyball, while Holly Blaska, also a member of the Rebel State Championship team, signed for softball at Division I Miami of Ohio. At Armstrong, 4 girls signed. Leah Rudd at Montana State for Nordic skiing, Carly Kershaw for basketball at Bucknell, Nikki Harnett for hockey at New Hampshire, and Mayula Chamlunska to play lacrosse at Grand Valley State in Michigan. Several other schools hosted ceremonies as well, including Wayzata, where over a dozen seniors signed. Here's what 3 local athletes we talked to had to say about their signing day or about their school.
I just fell in love with everything, the coaches, the program in general, and the school, and they have very great education there. So I just knew that that was what my heart was set on, and I just am super excited to be a part of the legacy that has won so many national championships.
I thought about this day for a long time, and it's just kind of nice and done to get it finally written on paper and don't have to worry about any other schools, you know, coming in late or anything like that. So I mean, just to get it done is totally nice, and get my decision done with it, focus on what I need to do to play there. So
I really loved the campus. I love being in the mountains and just like the area in general. And the school has a lot of opportunities academically and wide variety of majors, as well as the team is a super fun team aspect.
Here now is a look at all of the local student athletes who signed with either Division I or Division II schools. girls' hockey season is now in full swing. The Breck Mustangs are the defending state champions in Class A and should be strong again this winter. Mustangs facing their Highway 100 rivals, Benilde in St. Louis Park. Breck's top returning scorer, Olivia Mobley, stopped on the backhander, but she tucks the rebound in for a 1-0 Mustangs lead. Down 2-0, Benilde gets on the board. The first shot is blocked, but Grace Juckness puts the rebound away, and the Red Knights pull within 2-1. Just over a minute later, Ashley Halverson slides the pass to Allison Qualley, and she scores. Breck leads 3-1. Benilde is an improved team, though, and just after a BSM penalty ends, Juckness springs away and gets Abby Hancock for the breakaway here, and Benilde's within 3-2 after 2. Coach Sean Bodine's team gets another early in the third. Mackenzie Rich banks it off the goalie and in to tie it at 3. But Breck takes off from there. A pass springs Mobley on a shorthanded breakaway, and she is tough to stop. This goal makes it 4-3. Breck goes on to win. 7-3 is the final. The Champlin Park Coon Rapids girls hockey team won the West Division title of the Northwest Suburban Conference last season. They traveled to Centennial to take on a good Cougars team. First period, Bluebirds on the power play. Delaney Johnson across to Anna Biscalo. She pops it in for a 1-0 lead. A point-blank chance here for the Cougars. Bailey Shuck with a nice pad save. Second period, Centennial gets a power play goal. Maya Almec puts it away. That ties it at 1-1. It stays that way through the third period and overtime. Shuck makes 33 saves in the game, and this game ends in a 1-1 tie. Also in girls hockey, Hopkins Park hosting Waconia. First period, Charlotte Rich carries it on the rush, tucks it away for a goal. Hopkins Park grabs a 1-0 lead. Off a face-off, Waconia gets a chance, but goalie Leah Bosch makes one of her 36 saves in the game. Second period, Aaron Brousseau picks it up behind the net, and a Rufa shot for a 2-0 lead that later grows to 3-0 for Hopkins Park. Waconia does battle back and get within 3-2 after 2 periods, but it's all Hopkins Park. From there, they go on to win by a final score of 7-2. And that is it for sports. Back with more in a moment.
Photographers in New Hope captured the best of their community in an annual photo contest. Here's the winner of the overall category, Dak Nearing's Reach for the Sky. There were 6 photos in 6 categories honored out of 67 photos submitted, ranging from nature photos to people pictures. The city recognized the winners at Tuesday's council meeting, and we'll leave you with a look at those pictures as we sign off. We'll see you again on Thursday, starting at 4 p.m.